Hey, deserving listeners. Today's episode is going to be a long episode. It's a deep dive that I've been working on for a few months now. And the deep dive is on avoidant personality disorder. This is going to be a patron-only episode, by the way. So if you're not a patron, you won't be able to listen to the full episode. This is the first episode in a series that I'm going to be doing on loneliness in general. Lots of people suffer from loneliness. I get emails about it almost every day. I talk with clients about it. I talk with supervisees and students about it. Loneliness is it's highly prevalent. And I've never felt very good in the way that I help people with their loneliness. I've found some success with some people, but with a lot of people, when I try to help them, it never really works, especially when people email me because I don't have a lot. They're not clients and I can't really get into it with them. And I've come to realize that the typical advice that people give about reducing loneliness is useless. Like telling people to, just get out there, be yourself. Try to make friends, cultivate relationships, maybe dating apps or Facebook groups, or, you have to pursue your friends, cultivate long-term relationships, reach out to others. Sometimes you got to put up with flaky friends. Maybe always say yes to social events or be vulnerable. All this is good advice, but I've worked with people individually with this kind of thing and found that it doesn't do anything. None of these things have really worked. Sometimes they do, but most people that I talk about these things with, they just remain lonely year after year after year. And it makes me really, really sad for them because these people that I know to be lovely, likable, interesting, dynamic human beings who anyone would be happy to have their friend. I often think about, because I have multiple people telling me that they're lonely, I often think about, well, how come all those people don't just get together and eliminate all their loneliness all at once? Well, it's not that simple, is what I have found. It is not easy to eliminate loneliness in your life. It is usually perceived as a very simple thing. Well, just make friends, just build friends. It is not that simple. There are so many different things that can get in the way of curing your own loneliness. There are so many different things that can hamper one's efforts to reduce loneliness. There are so many different things that can create gravitational pull towards loneliness. So I decided to really look into all the different types of loneliness. As long-term listeners know, I love doing deep dives, and I have a long list of things that I want to do deep dives on. And this just really stuck out because of how common I get this question of I can't seem to keep friends, or I try to have groups of friends and I see other people being friends with each other and I don't have that. Or when I'm in social situations, I get real anxious. Or I don't think anyone is capable of really liking me. There's just so many different types of loneliness. And so I want to look into all the different types of loneliness. And this is the first episode. And it's just one tiny percentage piece of the pie about loneliness, which is called avoidant personality disorder. Other topics that I want to look into around loneliness are social anxiety, which is very common. I also want to look into how our culture is becoming more and more isolated from each other. I want to look into schizoid personality disorder. I want to revisit, which I've visited in the past, incels, involuntary celibates, MGTOW, men going their own way, and the pickup artist community. I want to look into schizotypal personality disorder, depression, schemas that impede one's ability to make and keep friends, people who lack social skills. What are social skills exactly? Seattle Freeze. People have been asking me to go into the Seattle Freeze since the beginning of this podcast. If you're not familiar, the Seattle Freeze is this notion that in Seattle, it's very cold socially, and that when people move to Seattle, they have a really hard time making friends because they feel frozen out of relationships. And as someone who's lived in Seattle his whole life, myself, I don't really see that. I find Seattle people to be very warm. I like to consider myself to be very warm. But what does the data show? Why would Seattle have that perception? If it is true, why would that be? I also want to look into autism spectrum, how that can contribute to loneliness, ADHD, I just want to talk about, generally speaking, how do you make friends and how do you keep them? I want to look at attachment styles, avoidant attachment in particular. I want to talk about how do you meet your soulmate and keep them? Because a lot of people are lonely, not just for friends, but for a soulmate and companion. I also want to conclude the whole deep dive by just talking about loneliness in general. That's my end goal, is I want to do deep dives on all these topics. It's going to take me a while to get through all of them, I think, but I want to do all these different, probably, I don't know, looks like 15 different deep dives. And at the end, as I learn and do all this research, I want to conclude with a final episode on pulling it all together. Because a lot of this has to do with my own desire to get a good handle on what loneliness is in general, the different types, and how to really help people when they email me about this, that I would be able to say, well, here are some things that I've learned as a distillation of everything that I've read, all the research and all the thinking that I've done about this. And of course, listen to the loneliness deep dive episodes, and particularly the last one, because that's when I pull it all together. I'm also guessing that as I research this topic, there are going to be other subtopics that will emerge that I haven't thought of. And I'll do deep dives on those episodes as well. So again, this episode is just for patrons of the podcast. So if you're not a patron, this episode will end soon before the content begins. If you want to listen to this whole episode, along with all the other deep dives and along with all the other deep dives that I've ever done, I've done hundreds of deep dives that are arguably our best episodes, you have to become a patron of the podcast by going to patreon.com. That's patreon.com. Go to our page, Psychology in Seattle, and become a patron. And when you become a patron, you'll get instructions on how to access this episode and the hundreds of other patron-only episodes. If you are a patron and you're on YouTube, you might not know this, but you can listen to patron-only episodes on patreon.com. They're there every time as they're getting posted. You can also listen on our website. There's a way to access them on our website as a patron. And you can also subscribe to the patron feed on a phone podcatcher, on a phone app that's designed for podcast listening. So those are the three different ways: patreon.com, website, and your phone podcatcher to access premium episodes. But you only have access to that through your Patreon membership. And as always, if you have trouble accessing it, go to psychologyinseattle.com, click on the contact page, and we're here to help you get access to premium episodes. So again, if you're not a patron, this episode is going to end, and I apologize for that. I get that if you're not a patron, this is going to upset you, but this is how I make a living.